Hey guys, my name is Hap and this is the Type 61, the Tier 9 Japanese medium tank. People say it sucks, that it's the worst Tier 9 medium or maybe even the worst Tier 9 tank. And I understand their sentiment, it's probably the hardest Tier 9 medium out there to play, possibly the hardest Tier 9 overall. And it doesn't stand out in any way to other tanks in the same tier, but I'm afraid I have to disagree with the player base's sentiment here. I really like the tank, and even though my stats don't say anything nice about it, I'm sure that the type can be a very good tank in the right hands. And I'll try and help you guys a bit with that, since the Type 61 is, well, largely unnoticed. It's gonna take you quite some time to find an updated review for the tank as well. One day, in the land of the rising sun, there was a madman with the desire to make a tank perfectly fit for the Japanese ground self-defense force, and it was made out of an M47 pattern. It was the Type 61, and I gotta admit, it looks a bit American. It certainly has that weird shtick with the turret. You might have noticed a slight issue with the armor, and that is that it isn't there. Seriously, you'll only bounce on the mantlet, and that also happens very rarely. And when there's the turret cupola, which is just massive, who thought of that? This practically discourages staying still. You have to be on the move, even if it is just a tiny bit. When you constantly move around in your comfy camping spot, people will have a much harder time getting some of those shots in, and that's very important for the type. It is very important to preserve your hit points, they're priceless later in the battle. Not to mention the gun. The gun isn't exactly great, but it's still quite a good gun. The pen is pretty decent, but I increase it even further with the calibrated shells, because it's just not worth it getting the rammer on it. The reload is pretty bad. Something around 8 seconds isn't exactly fast, but that makes the tank even more interesting to play. You absolutely have to connect your shots. The mobility is, well, solid, but it isn't exactly excellent either. Your traverse numbers are great, absolutely, but your top speed isn't too high, so don't expect bolting around like a Leo PTA. What I'm trying to say here is that the stats on paper are solid, but nothing more. This tank doesn't help you. Either you know how to use it, or you'll fail. That's why I personally recommend this to be the last medium line you grind in all of the tech trees. Even the Chinese mediums are easier, mainly due to their big guns and nice turrets. You don't get anything really interesting with the Type 61, that's why I like it. I run the tank with onigiri and white rice for provisions, but I would also highly recommend adding the improved fuel into the mix as well. I then run calibrated shells, you know why. Then the improved modules, optics, gun length drive, the improved assembly, either the improved controller or engine accelerator, it doesn't matter in this case. I then also run the vertical stabilizer, and then I don't run anything else, but I'd recommend the toolbox and the consumable delivery system. For ammo, I run 21 APCR, 8 heat, and 3 HE for the rare bat chat encounters. Now that that's out of the way, I'm gonna show you some of my replays. I really wanted good replays for this video, but the fact that the update came out today shocked me, so I had to make do with what I had, so no masteries, sorry. Right, Winter Malanovka. This one is gonna be a bit shorter, mainly because I just died pretty early on, and being honest, the team did an okay-ish job. I mean, I almost thought they were gonna lose, but hey. So, the point of Type 61 is to just get into a decent strong position to spot first, because it has such an excellent view range. Just bounce on a bat chat, And it is preferable if you keep yourself out of harm's way. But when there's some cheeky shots like on the E1 there, then you should absolutely use those. You should absolutely make the best use out of all of your positions. You're not something that can relocate very easily, mind you. That was just too much of a wishful shot. The 59 pattern then comes in for a piece, but the E1 takes a bit of a higher priority, mainly due to the autoloader. It's the E50M down, and now the pattern is gonna do a very stupid thing. He's just gonna try to rush the Indian. And since I'm already here in my fairly strong position, then I think like, yeah, I could farm this a bit, and you're not gonna bounce. You're not gonna bounce that. Not at all. And now my good position is compromised, so I should move back. But there I try to also take another shot at the bat chat. That was an alright trade, but you should keep in mind, you don't trade hit points with something like that. You just don't. That was an absolute whiff. It could have probably also made me stay alive for a bit longer, because now the WK45 is here. And that's all of my health gone, and now all he needs to do is to just move up, finish me off. But I'll try to get like most use out of all of my health, as much as I can. Yeah, and that's it. That's over for me. I mean, for the short time that I was there, 3.2k damage is actually not bad at all for this tank. There's just the small issue that you're gonna need pretty good numbers to even ace this thing, despite the fact that it's being played so little. You see, 3.2k damage, second class Confederate for damaging, a lot of tanks, and that's kinda it. I'll see you in the next one. Alright, Middleburg. The second replay out of the three I'm gonna show you is also pretty quick, mainly because the enemy team, I believe, just kinda crumbled around and relied on the city, which is a pretty bad idea with this kind of team composition. So I, of course, just stay up, because, the amount of heavies probably wouldn't be able to hold down there in the city. And first thing that the E1 spots is the bat chat, and that guy's done a pretty good job at spotting him, but he's revealed himself so much that it's just not worth it anymore, and he should have just ran with the AMX-30, which is gonna do a huge mistake of just staying out in the open. That just gives us free shots. Like, don't do that. So I decide to take a little wider berth around, because I see the E1 is losing too much health and he's already dead. And so I get the idea of hitting the bat chat. Nice, he's already down. So now all that's left is to mop up of the mediums is the AMX-30, because so far I haven't seen any other medium here. And that's also down. And now the biggest threat for the Type 61, the Object 704, because quite frankly, when that thing hits you, it hurts. It's like, you at least know that any shot that hits you in this hurts so much that you should learn to conserve your health whenever you can. That's just like one of my basic principles in it. This replay shows the exact opposite of that, but aggressive gameplay in this, I absolutely can't recommend. I just got so ridiculously lucky in this thing. Like, you just see me already moving up towards a T62A, a 50B. God knows what is there. I don't really remember. Oh yeah, and the E100, another huge threat to the type. Just steer clear of that thing. Just don't get hit. I don't like that 50M. I tried to take a look at the E75, but there was just nothing to shoot at, so I decided to help the guys in the cap circle, so we wouldn't lose. And the AMX-50B, quite frankly, is also a very threatening vehicle in this case. So, boom. I like the gun. While it's not so great, it's just so satisfying to use, and the 10 degrees of gun depression in this tier, it's just so glorious to me. Like, I don't know why I consider this tank to be so good. especially with the fact that there's so many better mediums around. You know the T-54, you know how much I love it. And, oh god, here comes the bad shot. Like, once I elite my E75, I'll probably make a review on that as well, because I want you guys to know just how glorious that thing will be. But now all that's left is the E100, and that's kinda it. All that I'm doing here is farming a little bit of extra damage to make sure I reach a pretty nice number, and that's 3.8k damage done. Just completely done. That's it. That's the end of the replay. There's nothing more interesting. I wish there was, but really there isn't. 3.8k damage, another Confederate, another second cast, and 4,000 credits. So it's surprising that I made even a profit here. But anyway, that's the second replay done, and I'll see you on Rockfield in the final replay. Alright, here we go, Rockfield, the last battle. Since it is kinda boring and I try to play like more relaxed in the beginning, I'll just try and put a quick placeholder here for my clan because I'm just that kind of a cheeky guy. My clan is still recruiting, and I'm currently waiting for the stats issue after 5.9 to go away, so right now I'm completely incapable of actually recruiting reliably. But my clan still recruits on the following requirements of at least 53% win rate, I prefer higher of course, about 900 average damage and higher, and preferably a Discord account and the ability to participate in tournaments. So, you know, absolutely. The next thing that I just want to talk about is that I'm very thankful for the attention that I have received in the T44 and the T54 review, for my channel, and the fact that I do this only for a hobby and not a living. I just do this for my pure enjoyment. Just this amount of views is something that I never thought I would receive, and I really don't know how to say anything else than thank you for that. I still accept the replays. I'm pretty sure I have my business inquiry email, and if you just ask me in the comments, I can send you a link for the Discord server, and you can send the replay files there, and I'll take a look at them. And if they're somehow related to the stuff that I'll be doing, then I'll try and use them. They just gotta be nice and just show what a tank can do, you know, the normal stuff. But I just received like a really nice battle result from one of my friends, a video in the Tiger 1, so I think you know what is coming up. I really want to review the Tiger 1. I think it's an absolutely underrated machine. But back to the Type 61 just for a moment. You can see here that I was trying to snipe a few tanks with very little luck, and so I decided to go back and try to hit the T-44. That's one thing I forgot to mention. The shell velocity you have is just absolutely ridiculous. It's just the same as the Centurion 7-1, the Royal Ordnance L7, I think. It has over 1400 meters of APCR velocity, which is excellent in this tier, just absolute laser beam speed. And that's what really makes this tank shine so well in dynamic sniping. That's how I like to call it. But that is really just like all the info I can give you. Use your gun depression to the fullest all the time. Try to hide your hull as much as you can. Try to hide that turret weak spot. And every time you can, please aim in at the shots. You need to make sure the shots count, because the DPM of this thing is not that good to actually help you, like, just forgive a miss or something like that on the T-54 or the Leopard PTA. This is just like the E-50. You shouldn't absolutely miss anything, ever. And really, that's kind of it. The rest of the battle that I have here are just like all of my blunders, and and really, if you just want to see more of this, just like feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Or I also have a PayPal link in my clan in my account description. Whoops, I don't I don't really care about money, to be honest, but if someone of you just wants me just donate just like wants to donate me some money and just wants to say, hey, do this or do that, then I will absolutely do it, because it's your right after all. You gave me the financial means to actually buy the tank and tell you how it is and how you should play it. Anyways, that is really it from me. My name is Hap. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you all later. The Tiger 1 is coming up next, and I believe that it will be still an amazing tank to play. Bye for now, guys. I still haven't found any nice royalty-free smooth jazz to cover up the rest of the video, so sorry for the peace and quiet, guys, but really, that's kinda all I can give you. See ya.